Hello, tubers. This is Pat Jordan coming to you from the Gallowed Green Crane Grotto in Illinois. Boy, isn't this a start. The reason that I absolutely do not suffer fools in the alternative anything is that they are all fools at the very least, but may be controlled opposition at the very worst. Every single alternative guru is pushing anti-inflammatory supplements like used car salesmen sporting Uzis. All of the gurus and even the mainstream morons in the NIH publications are blaming inflammation as the cause of disease. I have alleged, and I will demonstrate in my next two videos, that alternative medicine is in on it with Metakill. In the world of the whitecoats, benzodiazepines are being experimented with as anti-inflammatories for lupus. You have to have just gotten back from being a prisoner of headhunters in the bush of New Guinea to not know my theory of continuum equates inflammation with immunity. Therefore, psych drugs are immunosuppressants. I have a meme. Call things the way they are, and then there is no debate. Psych drugs are anti-rejection poisons. You need to follow my entire body of work to know why you should have like a soul-melting feeling about that one, Henrietta. In trying to soundbite the massive discovery that our Little Red Hen, Granny Annie, and I uncovered, I tried to explain it to her so that it could be easily gotten by the world at large using analogy. The human body is like a system status board in a nuclear power plant, where an entire wall with a schematic of the plant has alarms and there are warning bells. A disease like lupus with its inflammation is like an alarm light showing on the display with a klaxon alarming annoyingly in the background. All that allopathic medicine does, and as we will see, alternative medicine, is cover up symptoms. If you are symptom free, you feel that you've been cured or are in remission or are out of danger. This is a trap, like getting a steroid shot for pain. Everybody knows that. There are those who get no relief whatsoever from the shot. For some, it might last for a short period, then each successive shot has diminishing returns. But that's not the bad part. No, the idiots that get the steroid shots feel like supermen and superwomen, so they push themselves with their already damaged joints to the limit, damaging the joint more to the point where the pain is worse than ever and nothing can touch it. I could teach this shit to third graders. Enter lupus. I have a massive theory on the origin of disease like lupus that I will feature in another video called Revolution. We will just start here with the disease already presenting itself. So people go to doctors for palliatives to cover it up. The standard lie is that they don't know what causes it, so they don't know what to do for it. But they will shoot you up with steroids and give you chemotherapy. Yeah, I said chemotherapy. Just to pretend to do something to keep the tragic end at bay. Recently, medicine has been experimenting with benzodiazepine to dampen inflammation associated with lupus. That told us that these psych drugs were immunosuppressants. Back to the nuclear power plant analogy. So the lights are flashing, that annoying sound is rattling your ears, then the employees switch off the alarm so that you can't hear it. The light's still there. The core oh my God. The core of the reactor is almost critical, but they push in a few control rods to dampen the neutron flow, which is the equivalent of shutting down the cytokines and white blood cells in an immune response. Then everyone just sits back in their chairs and breathes a sigh of relief. But what no one, including and especially the alternuts, never face is that there is a plug of danger at critical mass that is ready to go off the moment the control rods are no longer there. That's what happened with Granny Annie. She got off antidepressants in record time. She tapered from benzodiazepines in record time, but didn't finish when all hell broke loose. The control rods that had kept the fission reaction of her immune cells at bay were pulled back, and a disease that was probably suppressed, therefore masked for years, suddenly started to boil the water in the cooling tank. Whether it's pharmaceuticals or nutraceuticals, the only action that they focus on is to dampen inflammation. They call it a cure, a reversal, a remedy, when it's nothing of the sort. The plug of metal at the reactor core is held at bay by drugs or supplements, and the moment you run out of ambition or money or luck, and those control rods go away, the disease will come back with a vengeance. How is that a cure? A reversal? Maybe. You can reverse the direction of the control rods. Maybe that's why they call it reversing disease, because it's a seesaw, like calling it climate change when the world is really heating up, except their chemtrails prevent anyone from noticing how bad it really is. You see, no one, not the doctor or the alternative guru, are doing anything about that plug of metal that is at critical mass. They simply dampen the reaction and then say, "Move along, nothing to see here, all is well." That makes them complicit in a crime. Why? Because if a granny and a farm boy know what you know now, then these psych drugs were never used for their publicly declared purpose. They were known immunosuppressants used for the exact reason that the 1972 WHO memos outlined, in order to install a weapon inside of everyone exposed to those poisons that's able to be toggled on or off, just like the insertion or retraction of graphite rods in a nuke core. While I was explaining this, Granny jumped in with the plot of the Tom Cruise movie that she just saw. She said that the team had to shut down 3 suitcase bombs with little balls of nuclear material inside, or the devices would eliminate half the world or something. I said, "That's funny. Nukes don't work." Granny said, "That's why it's called Mission Impossible."